A beautiful morning to you. This is Ron Janish from andrewscourse.com, all one word. And it's 10:06 a.m. on Monday morning, the 6th of March. And that's here in California. And that means that the market's been open for a while. Remember, our market opens up at 6:30 in the morning. So it's been open for a while. Right now, it's probably 1 o'clock in New York or so. Yeah. So, here's what's here. Let me go over a few little things here that are kind of going on. Here's there's somebody in our course that says, "Gee, Ron, you focus a lot on futures. What about focusing on stocks?" And I said, "Yeah, you could do stocks. That's no big deal. Futures just get people's attention better." And so what I did was I reached out to a friend of mine, and this friend of mine used to be the head of HR for a multi-billion-dollar hedge fund. And what he used to do is interview all the prospective candidates and for the hedge fund, and in the process learn their techniques. Smart move, I guess. I think learning the course methods is easier, but that's a personal opinion. So what happened was last week we looked at this list. This is the list here. This is a list of stocks that he's developed that he's keeping an eye on, and every month this tends to change. So I looked at this, and the only one I found a clear yes in was in Isle of Capri casinos. And this is where it was last week, and we can see what it's done since then. Been up rather nicely. So what am I looking at now? Well, from this same list, the one that has my attention here is Brooks Automation. Simple as that. Uh, Notice that it's come down quite a bit from its highs, and now my guess is it's going to be spending several weeks going to the upside. We'll have to wait and see to find out exactly what happens. Full disclosure, I am long. Okay, so let's see what's going on in the stuff I usually cover. Here we go. Here's the futures contract on ES. Now, as you know, let's see if I can move this up a bit. There we go. That helps. Okay. As you know, ES is the E-mini for the S&P 500 futures, and sitting on put on a long position here this morning using the course methods. This is absolutely textbook from something that I teach. I take an Andrews technique and I added something to it and have a video on it, and we've used this time and time and time again, and it's fairly obvious. And what I like about it is it's you can get in with a reasonably low risk. So let's take a look at this chart on a 5-minute chart, and you can see I got in at 2368.75, which is right about over here. So you can see on a 5-minute bar chart what's going on, and stuff like that. The thing about this particular signal is that it's really good for finding the end of a strong trend, which will result in a temporary counter trend. So in other words, I could show you times in the past where this particular signal we had at the top in the S&P and in the top in the Dow. Actually, at the end of 2015, we had it in one of those, and it was just absolutely beautiful for finding the end of that move. And then prices went down very nicely, and there was a wonderful opportunity, actually several of them, for getting back on the long side. So we have this wonderful signal here this morning, and as you can see, obviously I have a long position on. And let's see, where else are we? Yes, YM. This is the Dow Jones. Okay, and so what we get in 209.19. Where is that? That'd be about over here. Okay, so we're long from over here, And there was risk, and there was risk that it would go down past here, and it didn't. And at this point, we think that it's likely to keep on going for a while. Let's take a look. This is just a simple trend line I put underneath. How long? I don't know. I would guess it would be several days. So right now, my best guess is that we have several days of upside, perhaps new highs coming in. Okay, that's in the Dow, and in the ES is what I'm looking at. Now, the one that's a little different is the Russell. And I can tell you that right here we had a textbook, watch out, down she goes signal. And if you look at this on your hourly basis, actually on the 4 hour is kind of pretty, and on the daily basis, you would see the same signal. If you've taken our course, just ask yourself, what would Tom say? And who hung out with Andrews a lot. And so what we're looking at right here in the Russell is looking at the possibility of a sell signal when it comes back up here. I really think there's a good chance this might not make a new high at this time. Later on in the year, who knows? But at this time, I might think what we're keeping an eye out for is some kind of sell signal as it goes back up. Okay, that's to give you an idea what's going on in that market. Now, looking at some of the other stuff, if you remember last time, I had a video we put out, this pretty little chart on the Mexican peso, and we were long down here somewhere. And this is right in front of you here is the June contract, which is not as liquid as the March contract was. And we were in the March contract, and now we're focusing on June. And so what happened was price went up, and we took profits. And we're looking for price to come down, and so which will give us a low risk entry opportunity so we can continue the ride to the upside. And we'll have to wait and see on that. Another one that's of interest, and last time, I remember I was short the cattle. And as you can see, from 108.20, which was about here, okay, so I went short somewhere up here, and still short, and looking for more downside. And one of the areas that I'll be keeping an eye out is, let's take a look. It is the 103 area. I'll be keeping an eye on here in this area here to see if there's a reason I want to buy when prices come down here. Okay, either to cover my position or to get long. Okay. So this is all using the course methods. Those of you that have taken the Advanced Andrews course know exactly why I'm doing this. It's just real easy, real straightforward. And let's see what else is going on. Gold. Not really a spectacular thing here. If you remember, a few weeks ago, I put out a video and wound up buying when prices came down here, and stayed long, and a few days later put out another video and said, oops, here I'm long, still long, and sure enough, prices went up. It had this long sideways downish move, and then after prices came up here, I says, hey, look, guys, time for me to get out. And that Friday, I got out, and it's been drifting down very nicely ever since. And I do not have a straightforward buying opportunity at this time. So, nor do I have a straightforward shorting opportunity at this time. So I just let her drift. Let's take a look at silver. I didn't have anything in silver, so I can't tell you about my wonderful wisdom in silver. Uh, let's take a look. What else do we have? Hogs. Hogs is kind of interesting. This one, I'd like to see it come back up, mainly because I missed out. I really should be short in here from up here somewhere, but I'm not, and so I'd like it to come back up, maybe up to this area here, and we'll see what happens. See if it'll give me an opportunity to go short. Okay. Otherwise, yeah, here's natural gas just doing a lot of nothing, trying to go up or something. And what else do people like? Oh, they like crude oil. It's pretty much the same thing, trying to go up. You know, no big deal. Anyway, I do thank you for your time. Please, when you get a chance, if you haven't taken the course, please go to andrewscourse.com. Take the course. If you feel you're not exactly ready for anything like that and you just want to know a little bit more information, what you do is you go to andrewscourse.com, and somewhere on there there's a thing where you click for this email thing or something, and it'll say for Precision Trader. And you subscribe to the Precision Trader group. It's a Yahoo group. It's free. And what we do is we filter the content, keep out the Viagra ads and all the weird stuff, and that works rather nicely. But if you want to ask a question or make a comment about Andrew's techniques, please do. And otherwise, that's all we have for now. So I thank you for your time, and see you next time.